So what's up, y'all, man? What's going on, man? How we doing in the building, man? How y'all feeling, man?
Good.
Hey,
Blessed. Highly favored.
we in the building tonight, chilling back, having some drinks. You know, it's a late night Sunday. Everybody chilling. You know, what's the vibe, man? How you feeling?
Oh yeah, we up in here, Joe. You know what I'm saying? I am ready, locked and loaded. You know,
Hey,
I got my sexy voice on too, y'all. Y'all like it, like yeah, you know what I'm saying? What I'm talking about with y'all.
hey, so look, right. Hey, I wanna touch on the subject, man. Honestly, I always wanted to touch on this subject on my podcast. You know, when it comes to dating and relationships and people not being equally yoked, and it's a whole bunch of mishaps when it comes to mental health when it comes to dating, you know. And I wanted to like dive into like, you know, the the root problem of mental health when it regards to uh, being in fatherless homes, the trauma that a lot of us grow up in. You know, me obviously, I can attest to growing up without a father, being a late bloomer as far as getting my spirituality, my mentality, a lot of things that um, men should have, you know. So I want to touch on the fact that how do y'all feel about therapy and mental health?
Let me go. I could definitely go first.
Go ahead.
I could definitely go first because this is a real life experience for me. Okay, if y'all don't know, I lost a child. You know what I'm saying? And I lost a child how I felt because of that issue. My child was diagnosed with schizophrenia. Okay. If you know anything about that psychosis, it's a very nasty psychosis. Okay. Coming from where I come from and how the situation went, I knew nothing about it. Okay. So when it comes to something like therapy, you have to really tread lightly when it comes to these type of things because getting the right therapist, getting the right psychiatrist, you know, those two different things. The therapist is the one that talk to you. The psychiatrist is the one that gives you whatever medication that they feel you need.
So
And
basically, they evaluate you.
yeah,
Yes.
but when you listen to someone like that what made me start listening to Dr. Umar Johnson because he's very educated on these type of things. And so when it comes to that, you have to be careful with people that just trying to make money. Okay? You got to be very careful. So if you have some form of psychosis, um, that medication, from my experience, does not help. That does not help. You know, when I went there for them people for help for my son, he just liked to smoke weed. You know, he was hanging out with the wrong crowd. It was nothing serious, you know. And I went to those people for help. And next thing you know, my son hearing voices. He's seeing things. He's being put in psychiatric wards. Like, it went terribly wrong. And I'm looking at these people like, damn, motherfucker, he just like to smoke weed. Wasn't nothing wrong with him. And through this process, you know what happened? My son ended up dying. You know, which is terrible. That's the most. He was my only son. That's the most horriblest thing you could go through. I had him since he was 9 months. You know, and just like that, he was gone.
So
16 years old.
I want to ask you this, right? Is it as a father, right?
Mhm.
Because you know we both. I also too lost a child. I lost my daughter, and as a father, do you feel like is it anything that you could have did different to prevent the circumstance? Because you know, me and you, we 25-year niggas, and I know the whole story. You know, we not gonna put the details out in public, but you know, I know, you know, the relationship you had with your son, and I want to know, do you feel like is anything that you could have done to change the circumstances?
Oh, absolutely, Matt. Absolutely. You know, anytime you lose a child, you're going to point the finger at yourself. If you're an honest parent, you know, you're definitely going to point the finger at yourself. And yeah, I like, you got to remember, I didn't know. I didn't understand mental health. So I'm going on trusting people that just want to make money with my son's mind. And it went terribly wrong. And you're talking about $1 trillion industry, you know, like, I'm trying to get justice from.
So what was it? Do you feel like you could have done though?
Went to them. That was my mistake. I went to them. You know what I'm saying? I should have just stopped what I was doing and been there for my son, because he was just trying to fit in with bad kids.
And you know, I can attest to that because I also was a single parent. I had my son when he was 16. Obviously, you know, I didn't know which way I was gonna go with my son, but a lot of people think that I had a bad mother for my child, but I didn't. I just wanted to raise my son. I wanted the responsibility of making my son the man, right? So around the time when my son got in high school, right now we was living in the city. You know, it's all kinds of shit going on in the city, and my son was going to Michelle Clark, which probably harvests the most criminals in fucking the West Side. You know, so one day I came home early from work, and my son was in my house getting high than a motherfucker. This is when I first found out he was smoking weed.
I remember.
My house was blew up, right? And I saw the niggas he was hanging with. I'm like, oh no, we can't do this. So about a month or two after that, so when I saw who he was hanging with, I'm like, yeah, we gotta leave. But I didn't really take it serious because at the time I'm in my glow. I ain't really taking my son's life serious. Like I'm supporting him, taking care of him, but I'm really not into what the fuck he doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting him be a man because I had him young. So I don't really know how to be a daddy. I just know that I take care of him. He good. You know? I make sure he do his homework and shit like that, but I'm really not in his personal life. Seeing what kind of friends he got, see what he like to do, you know, who he hanging out with and places he like to go. I wasn't into that shit. And so when I saw these dudes, I'm like, man, Joe, you know what? I'm going to move, but I didn't. So what happened was my house wound up getting broken into, right? And I thought it was one of his friends. And so I moved to Bolingbrook. I got my son the fuck up out the hood because I didn't want him to be a part of that shit that was going on the West Side. So I took the initiative to go out my way. Obviously, I was working on the West Side. But I'm like, I'm going to get my son the fuck up out of here. Because it ain't about me. It's about him, you know? So
Yep.
I moved us out the hood. He wound up graduating from Bolingbrook High School. And it was a good thing for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, like, when I ask you, you know, is it something you could have did better? You know, I know where you was living at, obviously.
Yeah.
And I used to tell you all the time to move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That like, I'm glad you saying this because somebody out there needs this, because that hunted me. Like, hunted me, Joe. Like, I watched you parent at a high level. I parent at a high level. Like, we did a lot for our children, Joe, and we did the best that we could do. But where you raise your child, where you allow them, because it might be okay for you, but he still got to go to the store. You see what I'm saying? He still got to go to that fucking school with them rotten ass, bastard ass kids.
But
you
know, my son was in a situation, though. I honestly got blessed, though, butter, because my son, I bought him a car and, you know, hooked him up. One of my customers hooked him up with a job. And I told him, you know, I bought him a car so he can get back and forth to work and shit. Mm-hmm. And I told him, stay your ass from out west. Mm-hmm. He going out west, kicking it with his homies. He got caught up in the jam. Motherfucker pulled up and shot his car up while he was in the car. Right. His friend got killed. Right. The boy that was in the car with him died. Right. So that was a blessing because I could have lost my son too.
Right.
Like real shit. Me and you could be in the same shoes.
It'd be that simple. But hold on, let me disagree. So I definitely want to hear a different perspective of that. Like, what do you disagree with? What do you think that we're doing? Because this something that we definitely got to fix. We got to get this right. So enlighten us on what you think we could do.
Nothing. Sorry. I'm so sorry to tell you that. And I'm telling you that as somebody that would still tell my father that because I'm 100% honest that like my parents always ask like what can I do different? They gave me the world. I'm not lacking nowhere. I really had a beautiful life. I have a beautiful upbringing. I'm a 35-year-old woman. I have 2 properties. I got stock investments. My kids got college funds. Like I'm situated straight. So why is it that I'm still dealing with what I'm dealing with? There's nothing you could have ever done. Unfortunately, psychologically, this is a brain matter. This is not a you matter. This is not a parenting matter. When we talk about mental health, that's where I need people like y'all to understand and know that when it comes to mental health, there's nothing you can do. Mental health is beyond you. It's beyond God. It's beyond fixation. It's beyond medication. It's a circumstance. All your kids might be normal, and you got that one. You just like, yeah, that's the one right there. That's the problem child. That's whole time what you're expressing is this the kid that's fucked up.
So do
this
you
kid I
do
can't
you
go, you know
do
what I'm
you
saying?
so do you think like the circumstances that a child grow up in shapes their behavior?
It depends on what we're discussing. Because if we're discussing somebody with mental health issues, baby, we can compare y'all story to white people in the most pristine location, and they still got the same fucked up ass kids as us. We still got kids that commit suicide. We got kids that go outside with switches, the YCs. We got like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like we can't. Mental health and mental health. Behavioral health and disorders are that.
But
neglect is that. Like there's so many different like sides of the spectrum. You feel me? And that's what I'm just trying to like.
But I think where we come from and the circumstances we grow up in, it makes it kind of hard because like real shit. I'm a pretty decent man now, right? But if just say I enter a database with my accolades that I've been in life, right? If you write down everything that I done been through, wouldn't nobody want to fuck with me?
Why?
Because the circumstances that I grew up in is horrible.
Oh,
my circumstances, I grew up without a family. I don't have any uncles. I don't have a relationship with my siblings. I don't really do well with friends and shit. You know, like, and the crazy part about it is it makes it that harder to deal with because at some point I started blaming myself. Like maybe it's me, but when I analyze the situation, everybody that don't fuck with me fuck me over. So it's like, why am I blaming myself? And it's like, I've always been the good person in the situation. And you start feeling guilty because you start blaming yourself like, okay, what I could have done better.
So then maybe you are one of those special needs people because one thing that people need to understand is like wherever special needs and like mental health issues are today, they didn't just pop up. They've been here. How long have we been ignoring it? What was the first stage of us ignoring men deteriorating? What was the first stages of us ignoring when men was gonna walk the fuck out and go away, and women was gonna do this? And what was the first stage? So like, hold on.
This is what happens with a man. So it's really so you have to be critical when you talk about mental health when it comes to a man.
Because, for sure that.
Because men are taught to never show emotion, right? You know, women always get an umbrella to express their feelings. Everybody caters to the feelings of a woman.
Yes,
but when a man, you know, we carry so much weight that we don't even talk about.
So again, that goes back to exactly what I just said. At what fucking point did the world start breaking you the fuck down to where it started turning into a psychosis?
Because we are battling, men have a lot on their plate, right?
For sure.
And then when you in a situation with a woman and she's adding more on to the bitterness in your life,
ouch.
It's an even more weight. No, I'm saying because
Nah.
and I'm not a woman basher, nothing like that. But a lot of women bring a lot of stress that they don't understand. Like it's really hard to please a woman. It really is. Like you have to do so much to please a woman on
Yeah.
top of dealing with your own, on top of providing, being a rock, being strong for the kids, being strong for your wife. Because at the end of the day, when shit hit left in a relationship, your woman is looking for you to be the rock that she can cry on. But
Right.
who can you? You got to cry on God.
Understandable.
Right.
You see
And
what I'm
I've heard
saying? You
that.
don't
I've heard
you don't
that.
have a physical being that you can actually talk to and get certain things out because we are human. Men have emotions. Just because we carry burdens and don't show a lot of shit don't mean that we don't have feelings.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
I did.
But
I did not remove that.
Right,
What I'm
so-
expressing is, let's go back. What you are and where you are today. It started somewhere, and that is not fair. I stand behind that. My daddy
What do
was
you
like-
mean as far as what?
You grew into it. Not you grew into it. Society grew into not letting men be people. They classified men as like something like phenomenal, something different, something like supernatural. You're an alien. You're a fucking mermaid. You're a goddamn unicorn. But no, you're a person too.
But
And unfortunately, over the years, you have developed a kickback to have a safety harness, right? Remember what I said earlier when I said we go off safety. Y'all, men need safety. Like no, like what you are today. This
men
this
need
energy,
more understanding than anything.
safety. No, not even understanding.
You telling me what a man
you can
want?
be safe and not be understood. I don't understand. Look, finding it, shit. Okay, I can deal with somebody else with different special needs that I have, and I can still not fucking understand you.
Well, you
What
have
the
that. Boy, that's the problem because men actually take the time out to understand women.
And I
Y'all
love
don't
that.
understand
And I
us
love
at all
that.
because y'all try to tell us what we should want or what we should
I
accept
get that.
instead of saying, "Okay, I'm gonna listen to this man because he's telling me what men want." You know, you women typically reject that thought and say, "Well, all men ain't like that." Baby, I'm telling you how we are.
All men have the same chemical makeup, just like all women.
What and that's what I'm saying. But the thing about it is
So there's
yeah,
a Y and an X
we might
chromosome?
have different character based upon how we grew up. But the core value of a man
It's
is
still
in
the
all
same.
of us.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
100%.
So like when it comes to the mental health of like per se where we come from, right? We grew up in the hood, right? We grew up without fathers. When we stepped outside our doors, all we saw was drug selling, pimps, hoes, crackheads.
Exactly.
We saw, in my day, they was called bust downs. They call rats and thoughts and shit now, but back then they was
They been
bust
hood
downs,
rats.
right? So this is the type of life that we live growing up. So we were never taught the value of woman. We were taught to treat a woman how she want to be treated to get what we want. You see what I'm saying? So it's always been a facade. So it was never somebody who say, okay, we, out of the most part in the hood, we've never seen marriage for the most part. You know, I've probably been in two weddings my whole life.
I've never been in none.
You know what I'm saying? But see, and
But
that's
I have
what
a
I'm
two-parent
saying.
household.
We
Crazy work,
don't know
yeah.
we come from, we don't see what love look like.
Right.
So how can and this is a generation of people who created another generation of people who now nobody values marriage. They don't value
They
relationships.
don't even value people.
Everybody is traumatized, and you have now where the gender roles have been switched, right? You have men like, cause see, I'm an '80s baby, so I come from the '90s where we wore big clothes. You know, we were more masculine. You know, now you have men with tight pants, color tips in their dreads, you know, purses, you know, all this kind of shit. And this is the trend now. And women, and I'm gonna even take it a step further. When I was coming up, men didn't even get pedicures and manicures
At
and shit.
all.
My grandfather and them didn't get none
That
of
was
that
not a
shit.
thing.
And now,
It
as you
doesn't
see
matter,
me,
that was
I got
metrosexual,
nigga
yeah.
hands. Females ridicule me like it's part of your hygiene. No, baby, I get that, but I'm a man. I don't feel right getting my nails done and shit. Like I'm a handy man. I don't do that kind of shit. Now, if you a man that's into that, that's cool with you. You more than welcome to get your fucking fingers done. that's not me. I'm more manly than I don't feel manly going there letting the motherfucker do my paint my fingers, and they actually got shiny shit on their fingers.
Well,
Men are wearing shiny shit on their fingers.
Let me just say that. Like I feel exactly how you feel, but it happened.
With the sunglasses on. Sorry.
No, but look, right. Even like how he feel, I experienced that, but I did it. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Because my girlfriend wanted me to.
Yeah, that's what most of us do. Y'all women dictate the pace
Like
of
ugly ass feet.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I went and got a pedicure and a manicure and all.
So where that girl
type of
at now?
Huh?
How did you feel after the fact, though?
Like I was getting money. Like I felt like $1 million. You know what I'm saying? I felt like you couldn't tell me shit.
My
You know,
feet
I didn't-
felt good,
you
but
know,
I'm saying
I
the
didn't
process,
feel
I
gay.
wasn't registered.
I didn't
It's the
feel
process.
gay.
Don't
I
get me
just-
wrong. The end feeling, my feet felt amazing. But it's just the process of me sitting there. I feel like I'm getting pampered and shit. Like I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Can
That
I-
shit.
okay.
I don't rock with this shit like that.
Okay.
I don't rock with this shit like that. Like I came up in the era where my woman clipped my toes. When my toenails got so long, she'll cut them bitches off of me. Now you telling me I gotta go? You telling me I gotta go sit in a chair with water and bubbles and shit all on my feet? No.
E down. Okay, point.
No, I
Point,
get it.
point.
I'm not
Everybody point,
against
yep.
it. I'm just saying that's
That's
not
the
for me.
norm. That's
it's
the
just
norm.
not for me. There's
Because
some,
back-
I don't
because-
enjoy that.
Because what you're expressing is you came from a space where you came, like where pampering actually came from
He
your
tripping
woman.
with how this luggage.
Right.
Your,
That's what,
the pampering came from your woman, not from outside sources. You're saying that like you going to a salon is giving like a lot of femininity, like pampering,
right.
like,
It's giving princess treatment.
like
that's
yeah,
how I feel.
it's like no, it's like no,
Yeah,
I'm at the
that's how I
crib.
feel.
I'm at the crib. It's Sunday night.
Well,
soak my feet, come out like you're.
No, I never got my feet soaked
You
and shit.
disagree?
It's just when my toenails got too long, she cut the motherfuckers off. I didn't get shaved and all that shit.
Let's
I didn't get
T
that
talk.
shit.
So how you feel?
Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on it. If that's your thing, I'm not saying you gay. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying that's not my thing. That's all I'm saying. It's just not my thing.
Hold on, go ahead, T.
Is if that's a weight that's lifted off of me, because I would do it. I don't mess in there if he playing a game, give him a pedicure, manicure, whatever. But if I feel like, hey, babe, let's go together, that takes the weight off of me for a day.
Don't get me wrong. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm not against it. If my female like, baby, let's go to the nail shop and get, you feel me? I'll do this shit, but I'm saying if you leave it up to me, I'm not doing it.
Right. If
That's
it's
what I'm saying.
It's not a
I'm not
thought.
doing
It's
it.
not a. I'm not.
Hey, I want everybody
Like,
to
not
know
like a
Ball
leg.
got ugly feet.
Right. Yeah. My feet, I probably could climb up a tree with these motherfuckers. I ain't gonna lie to you. My feet for kicking niggas' ass, not walking
I
pretty
can't
like a
help it,
gazelle.
Joe.
I got $50. You can't climb up no tree right now. I got 50.
There's nothing wrong with maintenance, so y'all good.
Which is understandable, but then again, so
I'm
first
just
of all,
saying,
I
granddaddy
agree
didn't
with
have
you.
that
I'm
shit.
right there with you.
He wore a
I'm right there
mechanic
with
suit.
you, but I understand. Like, no, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't, because again, that
Grandma
actually
did
goes
it.
back to that. That goes back to that space. So no, again,
Somebody to rub on granddaddy, baby, he would be happy.
nobody,
pretty
no
sure.
fucking body prior to the 90s were no.
No, of
That was
course, I agree with you on that.
metrosexuals.
No, the
That was
fingernail
metrosexuals.
shit, the fingernail
Fingernails
shit
and toes
came in
is
like
metrosexuals.
20, it came in like 2003.
None of that.
Yeah.
Like that's when it got
Metro,
popped. 2003.
metrosexuals
Yeah.
started
Mr.
it.
Bentley.
But think about it this way: back in 60, 70, 80, Metro meant what? You're still straight, but you groove yourself. That's why they classified them as that. That
No,
was the pre-gay before the grade. Like
I groom myself, but it's just certain things that I just don't do, and that's the cute hands and shit.
metrosexuals were doing that at that
My
time.
hands built for cutting wood and shit.
Hey, it better be
and
built and
building
put it across
shit.
the
I don't got them
swear to
cute
God,
ass
put this
hands.
motherfucking table and desk together.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor.
It's hard. No, what he's explaining is hard.
I'm
for-
an alternator fixing
No, so
ass
we're not.
nigga.
We're not. I swear to
Can
God,
I-
there's no
I'll
disagreement.
put
It's
a whole
just awkward
transmission in the
Now-
for
motherfucking
people
car.
of that
Now-
age.
Can I say something? Now,
Thank you.
We agree on that.
now,
But
look,
we have to. But again, remember, ladies, we have to remember this is a specific generation that goes back and don't go forward. So what you're requesting is new generational men. We're talking about like y'all got. Oh, God damn it!
Now,
finding it.
I agree.
Y'all got
Lemon.
grandpas. Y'all grew up with your grandpas.
No, I did.
I did shit that
So
Lord.
did your grandpa get his fingernails and toes done?
at a shop.
He did it himself.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
He
So
did
that's
his-
Right. So basically,
100%,
all he
that's what
did
I'm
was
saying.
clip his goddamn toenails.
No, he
He
still
didn't-
took
he
care of
wasn't
himself.
shaved.
It don't matter how he took care of himself.
He
He did
all
it
that.
himself.
But my thing is,
He did it
his
himself.
grandmother wasn't there.
Can I say something?
What? So
grandmother
she had
wasn't there.
passed.
And
She had passed away.
it's a
How long
heightened
ago?
for women.
No, can I?
No,
Let me-
it's absolutely recommended
can
for
I,
a
Can I
woman.
say something?
Oh,
Absolutely.
Okay. So he had
Look.
grown accustomed to being. So so
No, it's
even
good.
with that,
I take a
even with
shower
that-
with socks on.
Hear me
My
out, y'all.
motherfucking feet rough
everybody
as a motherfucker.
block him.
Hey,
block
you lay
him
in the
on
bed
Facebook.
with me and I rub
block
these
him.
motherfuckers
y'all.
on you,
Block
it's gonna
this
start a
nigga.
fire.
He says
Hear me
socks.
out. Hear me out, cause we just.
This is a serial killer. He's a
I'ma start
murderer.
a motherfucking
Block him.
fire in this bitch.
Block him. Block
give a
him.
fuck.
Don't even cheers to that shit.
gonna
Just
feel-
you cheers
you gonna-
yourself.
I'm cheering for
Hear,
that shit.
hear me, hear
You
me
get
out,
in the
y'all.
bed with me, you gonna feel a man, goddamn it. You ain't gonna feel no metro.
Amazing.
You gonna feel a man.
Amazing.
But
You gonna be like, this nigga here hunt deers or something.
with your feet. So what we're expressing is again, what she's saying is her grandpa maintained himself, but he didn't go to an extent of where we would go these days, where it's like
Right, go to the shop,
It's
sit in the
Chinese-
massage chair,
No, he
get the
didn't
little.
go-
da-
he
da- da-
didn't
da-
shop
da-
for
da-
that.
da- da-
is this person here?
Self-care.
Please cut that out.
Well,
Please
well,
cut that the
that
fuck
was
out.
my experience.
Is what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying. Self care was on him. But what I'm saying in this day and age, that's where the
Relaxation.
like your
That's
grandpa.
what it is.
He alive today? He alive today?
So let me ask you
Live
ladies
today?
a question, right? Do you ladies have any questions for the panel before we move on?
You know they.
No questions before we move on.
That's what I be trying to get y'all. That's what that's gonna trickle back to what I was saying before, when where you raise your child is so important. You see what I'm
But
saying?
I also, as somebody who suffers, and I've been very transparent and very open about my mental health, I'm also somebody sitting in front of you that my parents could never save. There's nothing they could do. Nothing. Even right now, I'm 35 years old. There is nothing that if my deceased father came back or my finding it mother did that could fix what was already here. So that's where I spoke on, like, your location ain't got shit to do with shit.
Well,
Mental health is a whole different place where
No.
So you
it's
saying
not even
let me hold on.
existing.
Let me
You know
elaborate.
what I'm
Let me
saying?
elaborate
No,
on
I
that.
understand, but
Go ahead.
you
Let me
could
let me
elaborate for
let
sure.
me let me elaborate on her for that. From my experience, because she's having this ideology of her experience and what
Ideology
happened.
is a crazy word. I'm gonna need you to change that. I don't idolize nobody
Well,
amazing?
or anybody
Okay.
or anything.
Right. Okay. I might have said the wrong word.
For
you know,
sure.
I messes up sometimes.
okay.
You know, it happens.
Hey, each one teach one.
Right. You
No
got
precious.
me on that. Okay, but just look at it like this. Okay. How you perceiving your experience. Okay. Now, when I had my experience, which was with my son, okay, remember what I said. Wasn't anything wrong with him. Okay?
Your opinion.
No. I'm
Yes,
just
yes,
saying.
yes.
I'm
I
just
agree.
saying. It's one thing to smoke weed and like to hang out with people, and it's a whole nother thing when you
To-
hear shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you say the devil chasing you
Right.
and all these type of things. These type of things, you know what I'm saying? So when these type of things started to happen to me, I started to research, educate myself about what I was experiencing with my son in these drugs. And so what I found out when I did this research and study is you have to be extremely careful when it comes to your psychiatrist. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And what they giving you. You see what I'm
Sure.
saying? Because you could sit there, you wouldn't
You
know
not
that
finna
this
like where
happened
this
to
going.
you.
You not finna like this. You not finna
You know
like
what I'm
this
So
at all.
basically, you
not-
saying
you not finna
based
like
upon
this.
your experience, there are psychiatrists and therapists that basically tell you what you want to hear just to get the bag.
They absolutely do that.
Y'all ready?
But
Everybody ready?
but even with that, Matt, even with that
Uh-huh.
happening, and
Clock
you
it.
getting these bad psychiatrists,
For
and
sure.
it all stems from the community
Oh, okay, that's cute.
and these bad
No.
experiences
No.
that you go through.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
No. I would
And,
never.
and the things that happen that cause you to go to these fuck people.
You know what? I can
You
kind
know
of
what?
I can kind of
I
I
like
can kind
that.
of
I'm
agree
gonna let
with
y'all
that because
eat, and then I'm
at
gonna
the
go
end
last.
of the day, look, right,
'Cause it's
and
gonna
this
eat up
is from
everything
my
else I was
personal
on.
experience, right? I felt it was a time in my life where I was in a dark space, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I blamed God for my circumstances. It's like, why me? Why the fuck? Especially, and now you got to factor
Why not
in the
you?
social media.
Why not?
They seeing kids and adults. Everybody got Lamborghinis and got these fabricated ass lives, and that plays a part on a person's mental. It's like God don't love me. Why would you put me here if you love me? You know, and it plays a part because I'm telling you, I've been there psychologically blaming God for why I ain't got no daddy, why I ain't got no uncles, why my aunties and brothers, why I don't have a relationship with these people. What the fuck kind of life did you give me? Like, why did I deserve this? And some people can't handle that shit. I've been there. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I've been to the point where I was so low that I almost committed suicide, bro. And I never told nobody this shit. But I almost got to
Y'all
that
don't hear my
point
stories.
because of
God, y'all don't.
everything in my life was going wrong.
Now,
And
now,
I
Matt,
couldn't even explain or understand why it was happening.
Now, Mac, with what you just saying to me, just think about if you took some motherfucking drugs.
Okay,
Is
so
what
with
I'm
that
saying.
being
Absolutely.
said again.
But I
Again,
smoke, but I smoke
this
weed
is a
too.
room. Actually, you know what? This is what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
This is a room full of people,
Uh-huh.
and I'm not discrediting anybody's experience.
Right.
Me and you have talked. Me, you, all of us. We talk separately,
Right.
and I have respected and appreciated everybody's thoughts, processes, and emotions.
Okay.
What I'm about to put on the table right now,
Mhm.
y'all are steady collecting shit that don't got shit to do with shit.
What you mean?
What do you mean?
Man, look. If none of you, first of all, you might be, so I'm not gonna remove that from you. You might be actually suffering from certain psychosis.
Mm-hmm.
Go get it checked out and go get it figured out. Cause you actually might not be. You might be. Hey, figure it out on your own time. But I'm sitting in front of you as somebody who stands hand in hand with their psychosis. I've studied myself. I've learned myself. So again, this goes back to it has nothing to do with your environment.
It has a lot to do with your
Sweetheart,
It definitely has a
that's
lot to do with
crazy.
your environment.
And again,
I would say
so wait a
so.
minute.
Let me
No,
say
you can't.
something
Hold on,
real
wait.
quick.
I'm not doing that. We're not doing that because what you're not gonna do, with all due respect, and I respect you.
Mhm.
What you're not gonna do is when I speak about mental health, and we talk about suicide, and we talk about kids not being here. So no, we not doing that.
So you don't
So what
think
I'm
where
gonna
you-
do?
where
So
you
what
don't
I'm gonna
think where
do?
you grew up
I'm gonna
at plays a part?
I'm gonna allot
Go
this
ahead,
space.
make your point. Now
I'm
I'ma let
gonna
us
allot
speak.
this
Go
space.
ahead.
I'm gonna allot this space, and we not rushing me
Go
because I didn't
ahead.
rush anybody
Say-
else.
Say what you got to say, baby.
Thanks. Nobody else has went and discovered their own mental health in this motherfucking room to the point where they have been as transparent as me. I don't give a fuck what you got going on. If you had something going on, we could have been talked about it. We could have expressed it. And I have put myself on the chopping block since the fuck I met y'all motherfuckers.
Okay.
I could have been judged, demeaned, degraded. It doesn't matter. I was ready to do that. I was ready to. So hear what I'm saying.
So what's your point, baby?
Don't do that.
I'm
When I get to
asking
my point,
Make your point,
just because
baby.
it's not as fast as what the fuck you deem
you, baby.
accessible for you.
Hey, baby, you
No,
can't
we
you
not
can't
doing
let
that.
the alcohol get the best of you. Make
Okay,
your point,
so look,
baby.
let's do
Make-
that then.
make your
Cause
point.
not you about that. So not somebody that doesn't even actively deal with their own mental health telling me shit about nothing. First and foremost, let me go back to the beginning. I actually am discussing this with a father who lost his child. So honestly, this is a father that lost his child to mental health. There's nobody that's sitting here right the fuck now unless y'all motherfuckers is really pushing for mental health, involved in mental health. Stop it. My
What are
point.
you
My
saying?
point.
Because
So
right
look,
now,
this is what we finna do.
right now you just talking
Actually,
to talk.
That's cute.
Make your
That's
point.
cute. I'm glad that you have like no patience or none of that.
Make your
So
point,
what I'm gonna do
baby.
is I'm gonna make my point and I'm gonna make my exit at the same time. Sweetheart, it's nothing you could have did. Mental health is mental health. You could have raised that motherfucker in the best motherfucking environment and it would not have mattered. Sometimes, let me tell you something like my mama fucking told me. Kids, just because you born with 10 fingers and 10 toes don't mean the fuck that you was born with every fucking neuron that you needed.
Okay.
Why is it my life is fucking perfect? I got every fucking thing. Everything. I got everything I want, and I'm still not happy. I'm still ready to go. Still sleep on my father's grave 9 years later. So yes, when I speak, and mind you, on my daddy grave, when I'm done saying what the fuck I'm finna say, I'm finna get the fuck out of here. Because you got me fucked up. When we talk, you brought me here, and we speaking on mental illness. I so far I've expressed and I've listened to every woman and every person. We not doing that. I can't let no black man walk away from this motherfucking panel and think that he could have did any fucking thing to save that little boy. It was nothing. Because unfortunately, this is the way. This is the fucking way that we were made.
Okay,
you
baby.
think that my daddy been gone for 9 years, and if that nigga came back today, he wouldn't be broken and what the fuck I am?
Okay, baby.
That's
we
crazy.
not gonna get
No.
personal.
No.
Okay,
What we doing is I'm finna make an exit.
let the next lady speak.
I'm
baby.
finna make exit.
Let her speak.
I'm finna make exit because what we're doing here is we're not interested in actually understanding mental health. We're not interested in understanding.
Limit. Hold on. Before
Baby.
you exit, can I say something? Hold on.
Baby,
Limit.
okay.
Limit.
What,
My level of intellect.
No,
and
I
love,
agree with you, Limit.
So my level of intellect
I
and
agree
love
with you.
actually wasn't that.
I
And
agree
now
with
I'm
you
pissed
because
what I was expressing was you hurt me and you hurt me.
Okay.
Why did y'all hurt me? Because I didn't want y'all to
tune in to
It's not
next
because I
time.
got-
Not the Shop Podcast, man. We up out of here. Hey, make sure you tune in. Remember, it don't cost you nothing to push a button. We out.